Hi, hello, and welcome to another edition of Executives Corner. My name is Simona Spilak, and I work with executives and leaders out there who are in front of big challenges, sometimes also in front of a big decision making. And that's why they might require a guidance in a sense of coaching, and that's when they reach out. And today we have a topic about employee flexibility, which impacts the leadership style you are using and which also impacts the current hybrid work we are facing after the COVID situation. So stay with me if you would love to comment, ask questions, or just be a content editor to the topic of hybrid work related to flexibility and autonomy of employees. So today's topic I selected as I came by a Harvard Business Review article, which was talking about forgetting flexibility in the sense of hybrid work and focusing on employees' autonomy, because that's something what they really want. And to be honest, it gathered my attention, and I was reading through the article. It reminded me of something really, really important, what I'm discussing, teaching, but as well coaching for years already. And it's related to autonomy of employees, not only in the sense of hybrid work, but as well what motivates them. And to be honest, what motivates us as a human beings, but as well as employees? What motivates us is the genuine desire to grow. Not only personally grow and professionally, but as well grow in the psychological sense. And as every single person, so does every single employee has a desire to find a purpose in their work which they are doing. And with COVID, which we were facing for last 2 years, there is a great and also fashionable topic of hybrid work and how it relates to flexibility. And I know that there are a lot of people out there teaching about flexibility and how it impacts not only our lives as employees, but as well how it impacts our private life. Being flexible, being able to work from home, decide when you work, being able to decide between the office and the homework, being able to take care of your family at the times as you desire. But all of those are like the examples of high flexibility and high autonomy, I would say. And that's part of the Harvard Business Review article as well. Though at the end of the day, what does flexibility really mean to employees and also to leaders? Flexibility, it has a completely different meaning to every single individual, and so it does to every single employees. To some of us, it might just mean that we can work whenever we want to, either in the mornings, either in the evenings, just adjusting the working times to our own personal schedule, but as well our own family needs, for example, at home. For other employees, it might mean that they are able to choose if they would love to work from the office, or if they would love to work from home, or if they would love to work from anywhere in the world, any place they desire. So a lot of different meanings and definitions of flexibility in regards to hybrid work. And that led me to a very interesting point, which was the title of the article, saying that forget flexibility, what employees want is autonomy. What does autonomy have to do with the flexibility? Actually, autonomy is all about thinking about the ways how we can not only grow as a human being, but as well an employee. And that's captured in that word of autonomy. And flexibility in relation to hybrid work might offer that to us or to you as an employee. But what about leaders? How do we and how do you act in such specific situation? Do you listen to all those advisors talking about flexibility at hybrid work? How you should be flexible as a leader? How you should understand flexibility in the sense of what your employees really desire? Because what your employees desire is related directly to their individual situation. And they might desire the 100% freedom, but that freedom relates directly to the autonomy. And so if you are not able to provide that high flexibility levels that your employees can decide that they can work from whenever they want to and whenever they want, then you might face a huge challenge. Why? Because every single part of mandating or regulating or advising or giving instructions of how the hybrid work should look like is kind of limitation to your employees. And it's not only a limitation, but it's also the way how your employees might feel ignored or even unheard. So you are having a leadership challenge when using flexibility in relation to the hybrid work, because sometimes you simply can't give the 100% decision in the words of your employees. Sometimes you don't want to, sometimes you can't do that. And all that relates to the feeling of engagement of your employees. So how to solve that tricky situation of your employees being unheard, being even ignored or not included in decision making, or why to offer them flexibility if actually you are not offering flexibility with the hybrid work. I know that there are models like which companies are implementing 100% remote work, 100% office work, hybrid combination of 50-50, 60-40% office homework or wherever employees want to. But those are just the models, and every single model of those comes with kind of a limitation or mandatory approach to a solution. Even though if you are offering like 100% remote work, it doesn't mean that your employees can choose that whenever they want to work or wherever they want to work from. You might also limit the remote work in the specific location. So a lot of questions, a lot of challenges for leaders, also for HR senior people, how to organize that, how to offer the employees the feeling that with hybrid work and the new ways of working, how to provide the environment, the work environment, which will boost and motivate your employees, and which will kind of give them feeling of being involved, being heard, and not being ignored. I would say that the really, really big answer lies in autonomy. I will translate it, use it, and give examples in a bit different way than it's written in the Harvard Business Review article. And I will use Daniel Pink's theory with that, and it's related to intrinsic motivation. Because if you remember back where I started my today's Executives Corner, it was exactly at the point of how we as human beings, employees, want to grow. So most probably you would love to learn, develop, be challenged, and then grow, not only professional wise, but as well personal wise, and of course your psychological wise. And that's something which is really so important, that we desire growth. And in desire growth, there is always a motivation. And we talk about that is intrinsic motivation, being intrinsically motivated to do something. And how does it start? It starts exactly with autonomy, providing to employees as a leader the autonomy to be able to decide what they want to do, with whom they would love to do that job, where to work from, what to do, and how to approach their tasks. That's the primary piece of autonomy at workplace, at work, but also at personal life. And we desire that autonomy. And that autonomy relates directly back to the flexibility. So of course, flexibility, but autonomy to be able to decide what I would love to work on, with whom, how I would love to execute that job, where I would work from, and when to work. That's the crucial piece. And Daniel Pink goes back to explaining that classic motivational factors, like, for example, bonuses or awards, do not work anymore. Employees and people, we do look for the intrinsic motivators, for those environments which enable us to grow the way which we desire individually. And that first piece of intrinsic motivation is related to autonomy. The second part, and I would say after we all as employees, but also your people, as they reach the autonomy phase, they desire to learn, to grow, to be challenged, and that constant desire of development is related to mastery. So they would love to master something, be excellent, be an expert in a specific field, become a leader of the organization or a team, just to be able to develop in your organization. Mastery is that second piece of intrinsic motivation, which leads to the third category of intrinsic motivators, and those are related to the purpose of doing something what's really meaningful, what has impact in the world, what has an impact of the individual's life. That's your employee motivation in a certain stage of their career. And for you as a leader to be able to understand what's really what are the motivators of your employees, this will enable you to manage the hybrid work much easier, much more effective, but as well with a greater sense of engagement and satisfaction, not only on the side of your employees, but as well at the side of yourself as a leader. So going back to what I started today's Executives Corner related to the flexibility in the times of hybrid work and how it's not a primary desire and that the primary desire lies in autonomy. It is, at the end of the day, related to intrinsic motivators. And one of the key and basic fundamental intrinsic motivators is the autonomy at work. And to be able to provide such, you really have to be not only smart, but to discover and to ask and to research and explore what your employees desire, to feel involved and to be heard, to reach and to get their autonomy at work, to be able then to grow with the mastery and to find a purpose at their work. And how to do that? Yeah, there is a simple way of a lot of combinations where you can play with high level of flexibility, high level of autonomy, or low level flexibility, low level autonomy, or medium level of both flexibility and autonomy. A lot of different models, but it all comes down to the fact what really fits your organization, what fits the culture and the values of your organization, what fits the strategy of your company. So considering that, you might go for a formula where your employees will have high level of flexibility, high level of autonomy to be able to do their work wherever they want to, from wherever they want to, non-zero presence in the office. Or to go to the more regulated model, which is like low-level flexibility, low-level autonomy, where your employees are to be there 100% in the office, so no remote work is provided or is offered, where on the other hand, you can also play with different models, like being able to choose wherever they want from, but with certain presence, like 50-20% being present at the office, which is like medium autonomy, medium flexibility. So different models which you can play with. So whatever you decide for, whatever fits best your company model, your value model, your culture model, your strategy and organization, think about providing the autonomy to your employees to be able to decide where they can fit in or how they can be involved in decision making. And here, repeating it once again, it's so crucial for you to ask, investigate, discover what do they desire. If there is any possibility, adapt the model of hybrid work, adapt the model of future work in your organization to the desires, needs of your employees, with having in mind that it relates to autonomy. So it's not about only their needs and desires, it's about them having the feeling, the understanding, and the ownership of their work in the sense of being autonomous. Autonomy, as said at the beginning, is one of the key and fundamental intrinsic motivators, which brings your employees to the level of being engaged, but really having a feeling that they can master their work and that they can find and live purpose at their work. So I hope that this was something what will help you not only adapt, but as well sometimes change or mold your leadership style, adjusted to the situation on the market, adjusted to the strategy of your companies. And if you might have challenges with that, and if you might have a feeling that this is a topic your colleagues are challenged by, then share this video or just connect us to have a chat with me. Or if you are somebody out there seeking guidance in that specific field of leadership in times of hybrid work, flexibility versus autonomy, then reach out. We might have, if you desire, so a 100% complimentary coaching call where we will discuss your challenges, and I'm here not only to help you but as well to guide you. So thank you very much for being here with me today. Thanks a lot for following us, and thanks a lot for joining us every single Monday at 6 p.m. CET time. And I believe I'll see you next time with another episode of Executives Corner. Same place, same time here on LinkedIn. And I believe I'll see you then. If you have any suggestions about the topics you would love to cover, reach out. Send me a direct message, comment here below. Is there any specific topic you might desire to learn more about, where you might need guidance, or which is really a challenging part of your leadership? Then reach out. You can do it completely anonymously and privately via my DM message on LinkedIn, or just comment under this video. So thank you very much. My name is Simona, and I work with a lot of leaders and I coach executives around the world. And I'm here to support and guide you as well on your path to growth and leadership development. Thanks a lot for being here with me today. Take care. Have a good evening, good day, or good morning, wherever you're watching from. Take care, and I'll see you next Monday. Bye-bye. Ciao.